Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. So this is just going to be a short video, just highlighting a maker that I have briefly discussed before in my Begleri collection video, and that is, the maker is MFEngineering in the UK. So there's not a lot of choice here in the UK in terms of buying locally for Begleri. So there's a lot of sites and like Amazon, eBay, some skill toy websites based here that sell aluminium like anodized Begleri, but I'm not really interested in that because aluminium for me is not a preferred material for Begleri, simply because they're going to get so bashed up, and if they're anodized they're just going to look even worse because you're just going to end up with a lot of wear very, very quickly. Not that there's anything wrong with wear, but I prefer actually plain metals. I'm quite boring, so plain titanium or plain stainless steel tends to be my go-to. I think wear looks better on them as well. With anodized finishes, I think it just looks terrible after a very short amount of time if you're using them. And the whole nature of Begleri is that they are going to get bashed up because they hit each other. So I briefly talked about this set in my collection video, and it's one of my favourite sets, still is. That hasn't changed ever since I got them. They are made of titanium, so all of these sets are made by MFEngineering. They're all made of titanium, and that's a rarity in the UK. If you know of any other makers in the UK who are making things out of Begleri out of titanium, then please let me know, because I'd love to try them. But I've fallen in love with this maker's sets. So I got these last year, I believe. These are the 10-gram version. I think they're the 10-gram version, yeah. They have a lot of wear. I've used them so much, and I think they just look more beautiful the more you use them. So they are machine finish, but you can see on here just how much I've used them. They're not dense, you can't feel them, but it's almost like it's just they're polishing up as they hit each other. My apologies, I'm suffering with my hay fever at the moment, so I am a little, it gets on my chest, so I get a bit short of breath, especially when I'm talking a lot, which I don't normally do. So yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, these are perfectly shaped. So they've got really lovely rounding on the top and on the bottom, so they're barrel shaped. No sharp edges, not even on the lower bore here, so it's got a wider bore at the bottom so you can hide the knot. Plenty of room in there. These are strung up on a round squares cotton cord, by the way, which I highly recommend as well. It's around a 3.5 to 4mm bore on the top, perfect for your 550 paracord or whatever. I'm just moving away from paracord personally now because around square silk and cotton cords have completely ruined everything for me in a good way. I can't use paracord anymore, it's too stiff. I much prefer the flexibility of cotton and silk. But yeah, these are just absolutely amazing. I bought a set of these for my friend in the States quite a while ago, and they are her favourite as well. And yeah, the whole reason for me making this video is we were discussing these a lot, and you know, the maker deserves a bit more exposure, I believe. So I've actually bought another set of these for my friend because she just wanted a spare set. I believe Matt, the maker, does ship to the States. Don't quote me on that because of course Etsy just defaults to my country, the UK, when I go on Etsy, but I'm pretty sure it does ship abroad. But yeah, don't quote me on that. They are just perfect. So these are around about altogether a 20-gram set, but with the cord. Let's have a look. Let's just move these to the side. Yeah, it's around about 21-gram set. So that is a really ideal weight for me. I think anything from about 18 grams up into the sort of low 20-gram range are really good really good weight. I just absolutely adore these. I've used them so much and I highly recommend them. So recently I bought the slightly bigger version, so I think this is the 13-gram set, I believe, so it should be around about 26-27 grams with the cord. Yes, 27 grams. So these are slightly bigger, and you can see just how much wear I've put into the 10-gram set, because these are relatively new, the 13-gram set. So this is how they sort of come new. I have used these, but I haven't put a lot of wear in them yet. I thought maybe these might be a bit too heavy, but they're actually still quite comfortable. So probably one of my heavier sets, but sometimes the extra weight just adds a little bit more momentum. I'm actually struggling with them a little bit. I'm just not used to using these as much. Obviously, because they are bigger as well, there is a bit more of a shelf here that I'm not used to, so please excuse me. And I have got a TV right there, and I don't want to buy a new TV if the Begleri goes flying. But these are equally as good, just I think I prefer the just slightly lower weight, but it's nice to have the sort of two sizes, two weights. And I'm not doing very well with these. Yeah, not doing well with those at all. They've gone on the floor. I will stop trying to demonstrate those because I'm not very good. Again, I think the same bore on the top. Let's see if this bottom bore is the same. So it's about 9mm at the bottom on that one. I'd say almost around about the same along the bottom to hide the knot. Although possibly this one might be a little bit wider actually. Just a tiny bit. But I like the fact that you can hide the knot in there. There is plenty of room. I don't always like tassels and knots on the ends. Sometimes it's unavoidable, of course, but it's quite nice to be able to hide the knot. They're, yeah, fantastic. Really good. These are my favourite designs. They remind me more of a traditional Greek set. And I think I've said in my Begleri collection video as well. They remind me of the set I had as a kid, even though that was like a plastic resin and they were a solid bead, so had to have a knot at the end. I don't know why. I think the shape just reminds me of those, which makes me a little bit more attached to these as well because of that sort of sentimental feeling on my part. But anyway, I also bought these a little while ago. I tumbled them as well just to have something a little bit different. Now these are very much like the hydras from Around Square. I don't know in terms of size if they're more akin to the full-size hydras, I'm not sure. They have rounded edges, but he actually does two different versions. So some of them have a very definite kind of chamfer on the edge, so it's not very rounded. But I think these are the rounded versions because I just thought they're going to be more comfortable. I have to say I don't use these that much because I'm not a huge fan of the Hydra shape personally, and I'm not a huge fan of multi-bead setups. So I love the Sigmas by Around Square and some other sets, but yeah, I probably should use these more, to be honest, because they are good. Definitely lighter than this set. In fact, let's weigh them. I'm not sure off the top of my head what each bead weighs, but to distinguish between the two different sets that he does with the different kind of edge or chamfer, you do need to click on the listings and look at the pictures closely. At least that's what I had to do anyway. So that's round about just a little bit heavier than this set, I believe. Yes, just a little bit heavier, so about 21 grams. Yeah, 22 grams. And I've got these on some cotton cord that I just bought cheap here in the UK that I love. I've got some of this cord in a different colour on my mini hypes. Absolutely love them. But yeah, these are good. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of multi-bead setups, but you know, these are still relatively quite small, sort of actually shorter than the 10 gram set there. So they're about 14 millimeters, 15 millimeters depth. I think it's more like 14, and about 14 across as well. Yeah, good set. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have tumbled them, I don't know. Maybe I'll get another set and then mix the beads up, I don't know. And this set, now I'm not sure what this one is called. These are two separate beads as well. So these have got the more defined chamfers on the edges, which is I think what the other version of this has. These are quite stylised and quite pretty. He gave me these for free when I bought the extra set of these for my friend, which is a very nice gift. Dropping everything today, super clumsy. I think obviously someone who is a much better Begleri player would be able to demonstrate these better, but these are also lovely. Possibly actually a little bit more comfortable than these, just because they just have a little bit more of a slanted edge at the top. Just seem to fit nicer, I think, with your hands. But let's have a look, let's have a measure. So these are slightly taller, so around about 15 millimeters long altogether, and then about 14-15 across, so slightly bigger, ever so slightly. Compare it. Round about actually the same size as this 10 gram set. And yeah, I really haven't used these much. I tend to gravitate more towards these two. So let's take it away. Bit heavier at 22 grams. But yeah, he does some other sets as well, and his Etsy is worth looking at. He does a lot of other titanium items. He does zipper pull beads in titanium. He actually gave me one as a freebie when I bought this set. I just need to decide what jacket to put it on. It's very nicely machined. He does titanium pipes, smoking pipes, that I think are very, very well reviewed on there. I think that's the majority of his reviews, I think, is the pipes. He does light switch pulls, which I absolutely love. They are similar in shape to this, but you can get them in all sorts of lengths, beautifully machined. I would love one for my bathroom, but it wouldn't really be great in a bathroom, to be honest, with moisture and humidity. I don't think that's a good idea, but they are lovely. He does marlin spikes. Again, I would love one of those, in different sizes, different thicknesses. Just absolutely brilliant work, really clean. He's a lovely person to chat to. and you know, customer service wise, just absolutely brilliant. I think these went out of stock for a little while on his Etsy page, but they were still in stock on the eBay page, so it does have an eBay as well. I'll put links to both down below. But yeah, if you're after something different, titanium set, if you're in the UK, I would definitely recommend these. They are pretty well priced. I think when I bought these were about £22 and these were something like 23, 24. Prices may be a little bit different now. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. But yeah, very reasonable for titanium, and they're just so well made. The maker deserves so much praise for these. They are like some of my absolute favourites. And yeah, just I apologise for my bad Begleri skills. I've been playing with Chocky a lot lately. Neglected the Begleri a little bit, but I'm trying to make my rolls more controlled. But I've mainly been practicing with the mini hypes. But yeah, let me know if you pick up a set, or if you've already got a set of these, what you think. If you have any questions, then please ask below in the comments. Thank you for watching. I think this maker deserves so much praise and so much more exposure. Yeah, just some of the best titanium Begleri sets you can get, full stop. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.